hauling freight across the state line. Watching RG Bargy's logo start to shine.
G'day RG Bargy crew, hope you're having a fantastic day today and your family's happy and healthy. We're going to take a look at the 1.59 Beta update and give you some insight into what you could look forward to in the actual update itself. We're going to go through all the good stuff and the bad stuff and a fix for a problem that a lot of people are having at the moment, so stay tuned because later on in the video I'll show you how to fix that problem. And I'll let you know what that problem is. It's where the game seems to lack in performance now with the 1.59 Beta updated. Frame rate has dropped low for a lot of people. It's been stuttering, it's been lagging, all that type of stuff. Major problem, and a lot of people are trying to figure out how to fix it. Again, like I say, later on in the video I'll show you how to fix that. As you can see up in the top left corner there, I'm getting around about 119 frames, 120 frames roughly in this 1.59 Beta update. And I can tell you when I first started, I didn't get that. I was getting about 10 frames per second. It was stuttering, it was, dropping, it was lagging, you name it. It was bad. But again, later on, I'll tell you how to fix that. So we're going to go through this step by step. So if you look down in the bottom right corner there, you'll see the GPS. And now it has your finances and your damage included in the information that you can see on the GPS, which is sorely needed. The interface that 1.58 brought out was lacking in a lot of information, and now they're gradually bringing it back. And I'm happy to say that they're actually listening to the players and doing that. As you can see there, you've got on the top, you've got what I currently have in my balance, which is $994 million. Don't ask me how I got that. It's just a test profile I'm on now. So a lot of things will be different than what you'd expect to see. And then it shows the last 7 days what I've made, which is minus 110,000. 0% damage at the moment. The truck's in peak condition. So now you can tell exactly what's going on as far as your finances and damage to your vehicle at a glance. You don't have to go hunting for it to find it, which is great. It's a good thing. Okay, so that's number one. They've improved that and greatly appreciate it. The next one is tow to road. Now what we'll do is I'll drive up the road here and I'll pull off in a ditch and show you what that's all about. Now I really like this feature, mainly because it will get the handbrake off there, mainly because it will allow you, especially in hardcore, because there's been a lot of talk and discussion about, let me turn my head tracker on, there's been a lot of discussion and talk about people, they claim it's cheating where they're flying. I'm going to pull over here off this side here because it's more convenient, where they're saying that when you're doing hardcore in Trucky or whatever, that you're flying to different destinations and getting miles that you shouldn't be getting, parking when you shouldn't be using it to park and getting... Anyway, the fact is this will take care of that, because Trucky will be able to implement code in their hardcore system that will detect if you're flying or transporting yourself to different areas over large distances. This one, if you get off the side of the road and you want to get back onto the road, you can use this. So we go to damage, and as you can see now up there, it has number 1 is tow to service, number 2 is tow to road, and 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 2 didn't used to be there. That is now tow to road. So if we press number 2 on the keyboard, what it will do is it will say assistance service can take you and your truck to the nearest road. It will cost $160 because you're calling a tow truck, and the trip will take 31 minutes because it takes a tow truck time to get out to you and tow you back on the road. And then all you do is you say yes, and it will plonk you back on the road. And there you go, we're back on the road. Let's jump outside. And as you can see, it's right beside where we were. So you're not traveling a great distance, so therefore you're not transporting yourself over great distance. So therefore that takes care of that. And not only that, if you've got a load, especially in, say, Truckers MP, not that I use Truckers MP, but I know that if in Truckers MP you use service or transport yourself, you lose the job because of the fact that you're transporting yourself. But now, with the Totoro, it will work in Truckers MP, and you won't lose the job. Now, as you can see, the graphics are fantastic in this game at the moment, and it seems that with each update that they do, the graphics just seem to get better and better and better. I will give you a full disclosure here. I'm using Reshade for the first time in a long time. The reason I stopped using Reshade was it used to impact the frame rates on my game tremendously and therefore made the game nearly unplayable. But now with this new update, the 1.59, I'm able to use Reshade. I was able to use it in 1.58 as well, just to give, again, full disclosure. And as you can see, getting 128 frames per second here at the moment. Admittedly, I'm in the country, so there's not a lot of detail as far as buildings and that go, but even when I'm in the towns, I'm getting around 90 to between, if it's a really bad area, 60 frames up to 100 and something frames in town. So it really depends, but it is working tremendously. So then the next feature is the skills UX redesign, or the skills page in the game. So if you go to company, go to career, then go to skills, you'll now see that there is a new interface. And with this interface, it will show you at the top here your skill points. It will then show you the different skills that you've attained. And if you don't have certain skills or whatever, it will then show you what the next skill is and what level you'll get, and then away you go. So as you can see, by clicking on these individual ones, it shows you the level of that skill and how much of that certain skill you have attained. And if you have points to add to it, you'll be able to do it here, and away you go. You can go back again. So yeah, I think that's a great addition. Again, it makes it a lot easier to understand. And it also makes it a lot easier to find things in your skill set. You also have links to the bank and your emails within this skill area. There's also, the next thing is the traffic sounds. I don't know if you'll pick it up through my video, but I don't know if you can hear that now, but the traffic sounds as the cars and trucks pass are a lot more defined. Not necessarily louder, but they're a lot more defined, meaning you can determine where something is. Whereas before, if you were sitting there, if something was passing you, it just sounded as though it was beside you. Whereas when you're listening to the sounds now, more so, again, to a greater degree, it's more defined. You'll be able to tell, okay, that sound's coming from in front of me, the other sound's coming from behind me, the one's coming from the side. So it's more of a surround sound type of added bonus to it, if you want to call it that. And again, the sounds are more defined. You can tell it's a truck or it's a car, etc. Plus all your ambient sounds, all that type of thing. Like the road sounds, like the tyres on the road, all that type of thing. The sounds have definitely been improved. And again, you probably won't pick it up in this video, but when you do play the 1.59 update itself, you will notice it, as you can hear that. Listen to this truck come up. Again, I don't know if you can pick this up, but believe me, it is definitely an improvement in the sound. Yeah, so the next one is the height blend improvements, and what they're saying there is that they've made a few improvements to the height blend feature. Derived normal maps, in other words, normal maps which you can find in the settings, and I'll show you where that is in a tick, can now be enabled to help conserve GPU memory, and we've addressed several graphical issues to ensure more consistent, visually accurate result So what the height blend is, and a lot of people don't understand that, what it basically is, when you're looking at surfaces on, say, rocks or brick walls or even buildings, any sort of structure that has like depth to it, meaning like a 3D type effect. If you're looking at this building, the actual corners, see how it's the recesses and stuff like brick walls with the actual mortar joints and stuff like that, it actually makes them look more deep or more defined is probably the way to say it. Okay, so to find the normal maps, or the whatever they call it, the derived normal maps. Don't know why they called it that, but anyway, go to options, and it's under graphics. And under graphics, you'll find normal maps, and that's it there. So by clicking that, and I'll read what it says here so you understand. And this is a good one, because this actually refers back to the depth improvements that I was talking about. So this adds appearance of geometric detail to pavements, roads, and other objects to improve their appearance. This setting usually has a moderate impact on performance. Changes to this setting will take effect only after manual restart of the game. So if you've got it off in this situation, you can see this little circle here showing you the detail in the brickwork and the dash, etc. Oh, sorry, the steering wheel. And if I click it, you can now see that there's way more detail and gives it more depth. So maybe this explains that depth one a bit better for you. So again, with that off, with it on. If you're finding that your performance is lacking, maybe you could also turn this off, and it'll improve the performance slightly, or moderately, as they say. Now, I did say the good and the bad, and now the bad thing again, going back to things like the user interface that we mentioned at the beginning, where you've got the finances and the damage showing up on the GPS. There is still a lot of information that is not being shown unless you dig deep and find it. Like, for example, ETAs and stuff like that. They're still missing, and they still need to be improved to bring it back to the same sort of level of the game before. And I apologise if you can only hear the dog barking over me, because he's very loud at the moment, and I do apologise. Okay, so then there's the detour feature maintenance. They've basically disabled the detours in the game for the moment, so you won't be forced to take detours in the game in 1.59. And the reason they're doing that is because they're actually going to improve that. They're focusing on the maintenance and further development of the detour system. They've received numerous reports of detours not functioning as intended, and the current system no longer meets our needs. So as a result, they're shutting it down. It won't affect random road events. The random road events will still happen, but you won't have to detour around them or anything like that. So therefore, you won't be forced to take some detours that take you out of the way to places where you shouldn't go. So they're fixing all that. Good. Another bonus. What else is there? That's basically it. It's not anything major in 1.59. We were hoping that 1.59 might bring in, especially in ATS, because I'm talking about ATS here, not ETS. We were hoping that the cars, the road trip would come in to play, but there's again no mention of it. I can't see it coming in for quite some time, because that's a major thing that they've got to put together. But I'm hoping that will be sooner, not later. So let me now address the elephant in the room, the problems that people are having with frame rates and whatnot. You look at the frame rates right now, up in the top left, you'll see it's 132, 133. So I'm getting fantastic frame rates in the game now. Now, in previous videos that I've made about graphical enhancements for the game to improve the performance of the game, I've mentioned continuously to increase your buffer size in the game, because that will help the game and its performance. Now, in the past it did, and I don't, if you're still using the old versions of the game, it will still improve your game. I'd stand by that, and it always will. But now, in the 1.59, it doesn't. Now, I know that sounds weird, but if you're going to change your buffer size, I would say change it back to default. Because the minute I changed my buffer size back to default in the game, like I say, I was getting 30 frames, 20 frames, 15 frames, even in the country when I first tested the 1.59. I thought, well, if this is what the 1.59 is going to be like, I won't be playing the game anymore. And through a bit of fiddling and investigating, I decided that I would turn the buffer, individual settings, I would turn them back to default to see if it improved. Now, the first one I did, and which was lucky, the first one I did was the buffer size. Now, what I mean by the buffer size is in your config.cfg file, there is a thing called buffer size. I used to recommend that you bring that up to at least, say, 30 or 50 in previous versions of the game, because it made the game perform a lot better. But now I've found that by putting it back to default, it performs even better. So they've definitely changed something within the code that the buffer size doesn't need to be adjusted from its default. So again, this is the fix that I have found. 99% of people that have had this buffer problem or this lagging problem, frames dropping, have changed the buffer to back to 10, back to the default, and it has improved the performance beyond a shadow of a doubt. Like I say, as you can see, I'm getting 132 frames per second. The lowest I get now is probably around about 55 in a really heavily dense populated city with heaps of traffic around. That's probably the lowest I've ever had. Apart from that, it's always up around the 80, 90 and higher frames per second. So again, please do that. I will show you where that you can locate that. Okay, so go to your American Truck Simulator folder. So it'll be in Documents, American Truck Simulator. You then find your config.cfg. Either double click on it to open it up. Let me bring this across like so. Whoops. And then look for buffer. But if it doesn't open by double clicking it, right click on it and click open with and look for Notepad or edit. Oh, there we go. Edit in Notepad. So either way, you can edit in Notepad. Click on Edit in Notepad. It will open up. I'm getting tongue-tied here. Then go to Edit and Find and type in Buffer. Okay, I'll do that again so you can see that. Edit, Find, type in Buffer. It'll look slightly different on Windows 10 if you're on Windows 10. Click that, and then down, it's not the buffer scale. Okay, it's not the stereo buffer. It's this one, the buffer page size. Okay, buffer page size is what you're looking for. Now, if that's anything above 10 or below 10, change it to 10. That's the default buffer page size. So change that to 10. And again, like I say, in 99% of the cases, that will bring your performance back up to what it was or even better. So hopefully that explained it all, and hopefully you enjoyed it. If you've got any questions about the 1.59 update, again, it's not a major update, but it's improved a few things. It's definitely improved the graphics. It's definitely improved the performance by putting the buffer back to 10, and that's a good thing. But again, like I say, the bad thing is that the user interface still isn't up to snuff as far as I'm concerned. But that's my opinion. Others might disagree. If you do have any questions about it, ask them down in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel because it helps me out tremendously, and I really do appreciate it. Tell your friends, share it, all that stuff. You know what to do, and I really, really do look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.